Wait a minute. He said not judge not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Well, guess what? You know what Jane's doing right now? She's judging them by the color of their eyes. Get wrecked. This is a self-defeating experiment. Owned, dude.
Time you see morning. I'm never going to allow that to happen in my presence again without responding to it negatively.
Is there a newer one or no? I said she's good, but I don't understand why you did that earlier. Wait, what? No, because you have, bro, because you say you have GGX Gang tryhard in your in your name. So normally my assumption when I see tryhard in my chat is like someone's probably gonna be really susceptible to racial stereotypes as their humor. But I said it was good that you were on board with this when so many woke people were not. I'm so glad that I now know that black people are pink underneath. Türk'üm. Bro, I cannot believe that that person is a teacher, dude. That was insane. Yo, that was... Oof. Black emotes are inherently... By the way? Yeah. Son, are you pink underneath, lol? Yep. How's the turkey? I've said this before. We don't have a lot of black people in Turkey. So there isn't like... It's not the same. It's more so a hatred of Kurds for the most part. That's it. But it's different because, like, you don't know who is Kurdish and who is not. Because everybody looks like everybody. Because Turkey is like, Turkey was an empire for so long. Racism in Turkey is hating Greeks and Kurds. I wouldn't even say like hating Greeks because there's so many like my family is from Greece. You know what I mean? So, and there are a lot of people like me. The Ottoman Empire was so vast and conquered so many territories that the people that now live in Turkey look exactly like the people that they would hate. Oh yeah, apparently there's also a lot of hatred towards Syrians now too because Erdogan took in 4 million Syrian refugees. So that's like a new kind of conqueror blood. Don't you feel guilty? No, dude. No, of course not. As Jane Elliott mentioned earlier, there's nothing I can do about it. And I speak out against it. So like what do you want me to do? Feel sad about it? No, like that's the thing. Like, and this is the same for, again, I think she did a really good job of talking about this is like,
over the course of 2.5 hours on a Saturday morning, 24 American college students participated in an experience which would change their lives.
Why am I here? Because it seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't know. I haven't given it that much thought. I don't usually get up this early.
Yeah, you should only, as Pete Tom Brown brought up, the only reason to feel guilty is if you know about it and do nothing. If you know about, like, your history, and if you understand systemic, or if you've, like, if you exist in a culture that, in a culture where you are the beneficiary of systemic, like you're privileged to not be impacted by it and you don't do anything about it, then like, yeah, maybe you should feel a little guilty. That's bad.
I think it's just going to be people talking about their political views and how they form them. Like knowing animal suffering is wrong and eating meat? Yes, like that.
But I'm a species. I'm a proud species.
Some stupid comments that is going to heat up the room.
I really don't know what to expect. I just expect a lot of argument about things that we don't necessarily agree on.
Take a name tag, put your name on it, and then sign in according to the color of your eyes.
I wonder when this was
you
shot.
Didn't hear what I said. Take a name tag, go over there, take a name tag, pick it up, put your name on it. Then sign in according to the color of your eyes.
Like 90s, right?
Sit here.
Probably 90s.
Go into that room right there. Stay there until I come for you.
As long as you understand that vegans will not apologize for the terror when your time comes. Yeah, okay.
Brown-eyed, right around the corner.
You guys got like vegan gains, and that's pretty much it.
You always wear that cap in the building? Yeah. Sit down.
Can you be a little nicer, please?
What?
It's early in the morning, and it's not very nice to be talking to us.
You have my sympathy. Now let me tell you something. All you have to do is do exactly what...
Now in chat. So to clarify, I completely misunderstood the experiment and didn't know who she was. We weren't taught this in school. I am a Mexican immigrant in a Republican city, by the way. I am for it now, my B-chat.
Wait, what? Who thinks you're what? No, what are you talking about? Why did you just say that? I don't think anybody thought you were rude. What? Maybe now some people think you're rude because you just sent that dono, but...
You don't want to kill Mexican babies? You're a...
I have green eyes now, what? Very from Jane Elliott.
What I say, exactly when I tell you to, exactly as I say it. If I tell you to take your cap off, you take your cap off. If I need, no, I do not have to ask you nicely. Now get over that idea right now. You got it? Now, move your leg. In that room. Brown eye, go into this room right around the corner. Nice writing. In this room. Brown eye, go into this room right around the corner. Sit down.
I feel like she kind of likes it. Jane kind of likes being a little meanie, you know?
This for any reason whatsoever. So I tell you to, but never. Sit down.
Yeah, I'm a POC, person of eye color. No, that would be POEC. Poec.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Wait a minute. He said not judged not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Well, guess what? You know what Jane's doing right now? She's judging them by the color of their eyes. Get wrecked. This is a self-defeating experiment. Owned, dude.
On the day after Martin Luther King Jr. I decided to do an exercise that would help my students to understand. I tried to make a difference. I'm still trying to make that difference.
Is there anyone in this United States that we do not treat as our brothers?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
The black people. How are black people treated? How are Indians treated? How are people who are of a different color than we are treated?
They're part of this world. They don't get anything in this world.
Why is that?
Because they're different colors.
I feel people need this because we are still doing now what we were doing in the 50s.
Is there anything about you people that is different from one another that we could use to make part of you?
Like the eyes, the color of the eyes.
Okay, we could use the color of your eyes. How many in here have blue eyes? Okay, how many in here have brown eyes? It might be interesting to judge people today by the color of their eyes. Would you like to try this?
I'm trying to get the people who participate in this exercise.
By the way, the interesting part about this experiment, of course, is like she didn't come up with this on her own. Like, this is also the basis of like Aryan genes and where ethnocentric, like where fascism inevitably goes. Once you eliminate all the black people and all the brown people and all the people that you have disqualified as your out group from your gene pool, then you're going to look for new ways of changing that dynamic. It's like a never-ending cycle of death and destruction. So that's the whole, like, this happened in, I mean, this didn't happen in like with the disabled. Yeah, that too. This is not Aryan genes. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, the concept of Übermensch was precisely this. Like, once they were done executing all of the Jews and the non-whites or whoever they considered to be non-white, then it was time for people who had brown eyes or brown features that were considered swarthy and not considered white. Race is a very dynamic concept, especially like whiteness is a very dynamic and completely cultivated concept. So I mean, it's just completely made up. Like, I'm white. If you ask white people, like American whites, I'm not white because my name is Hasan and I'm Muslim and I grew up in Turkey. I'm Turkish, so they wouldn't consider me to be white. But if you ask like a black person, of course they're gonna be like, yeah, you're white. What are you talking about? So the concept of whiteness is very unique, especially in America. It's called Uber Eats, not Uber Munch.
You don't love.
Damn, they missed an opportunity there. Uber Munch would be a great name.
Your father, the devil.
I get why they wouldn't do that though. This is why I don't understand women who want what? This is why I don't understand women who want to live in an ethno state. Once you remove all the other minorities, who do you think is going to be oppressed next? Well, no, that's the other thing. Like, women are already, like, more often than not, fascists or white supremacists want traditional ideas of gender too. So, like, they will, and they do actually advocate for, they do advocate for, like, making sure that women stay in the kitchen and out of the workplace and things like that. So, just found out you're not white, unsubbing.
The opportunity to find out how it feels to be something other than white in this society.
You're literally whiter than any stereotypically white American, technically. Yeah, I mean, I'm closer to the Caucasus Mountains than they are.
Jane
That's
Elliott,
for sure.
I'm your resident bitch for the day, and make no mistake about that. That's exactly what this is about. I do this in a mean, nasty way because sexism, ageism, homophobia, ethnocentrism are mean and nasty. Today, I am here because I have been asked to do an exercise in discrimination based on eye color. Now, the purpose of this exercise is to give these nice, blue-eyed white kids the opportunity to spend about an hour and a half to 2 hours on the receiving end of the treatment which we mete out to people of color on a daily basis in this country. They're in a blue-eyed holding room right now. They are not eating, they are not drinking. There are 3 chairs in there for 12 people. We're going to bring these people in here. You're going to treat them as though they're inferior, because they are inferior. Everybody understand that? They're not going to learn because they can't learn, and because we're going to set it up so they can't learn. And if they succeed, who has failed? We have. Do you people want to fail? No. If they get...
HasanAbi defends genital mutilation in children and exploitation of animals. No, I don't. Cancel him ASAP. I mean, that's such a low-tier bait.
Power, who loses power? We do. Do you want to lose power? No.
I do defend the exploitation of animals. That's 100% true. But not genital mutilation of children.
400 years in this country, we've been basing our judgment of people on the color of their skin. Eye color and skin color are caused by the same chemical, melanin. If you have a lot of melanin in your hair, your skin, and your eyes, you have very dark hair, very dark eyes, and very dark skin. If you have only a little melanin in your skin, your hair, and your eyes, you have light skin, light hair, and light eyes. These people all have too little melanin in their eyes. So obviously, they aren't as smart as we are. We're going to accuse them of not being as smart as we are. We're going to accuse them of not being as clean as we are. We're going to lower our expectations for them. We're going to force them to live down to our expectations of them. And when they do, we're going to blame their inability to perform on the color of their eyes. Now, in order to get them in into their adult ego state, we're going to try to teach them the listening skills. Now, what do we call men that we want to keep in their childlike state? Boy. We're going to call these males boy. You're not going to use their given name. You're going to call them boy. Or you're going to call them Bluey. Or you're going to call them fool.
Bluey.
Now, people, what do we call women besides chicks? Honey, baby, gal, doll face, doll, dumpling.
That's the catering band.
Oh. That means all food's here.
It means it's either all here or they packed it up. They can't not feed us.
We are going to give them no respect.
You're going to learn today,
kids. How many of you have
kids.
friends in that group? Let me put it this way. How many of you used to have friends in that group? Because some of these people are going to leave here very angry. Because they choose to be angry. And if they say to you, that made me mad, and I'll never forgive you for that, you need to say to them, you had it for 2.5 hours one day. One day in your life, you had it for 2.5 hours, and you're still angry about it. How often? How often have you been discriminated against on the basis of the color of your skin? Number of days? More than once in your lifetime?
Oh, yeah.
More than 2.5 hours in your lifetime?
Since the day I was born.
Since the day you were born. Has it happened to you recently? What?
Let's see, can we do something? Like, yeah, this. see what he says. Cover up the, just the square.
Can you put the chairs back the way they were? Put the chairs back the way they were.
White people people's #1 freedom in the United States.
I just want to say that Ray Little Black and myself are now in DM conversations. I'm just going to put that out there. Maybe there'll be some content. Maybe I'll go to Japan. Who knows? After all.
United States of America.
Yeah, throw up those Pepe mods, baby.
Ignorant about those who are other than white. We don't have to learn about those who are other than white. And our #2 freedom is the freedom to deny that we're ignorant. Today, we're going to take away these people's freedom to be ignorant. I want you to understand how the system works. And believe me, this is how the system works. We make laws to support white superiority and to reinforce white superiority. And when you catch on to how it works, then we change the laws. I didn't invent this exercise. I learned this from Adolf Hitler. One of the ways they decided who went into the gas chamber was eye color. This exercise is not without precedent.
Wow. That man, I learned this from a man. That man, Adolf Hitler.
Let's go, people. Okay, let's go.
I heard you fuck. Is that true? No, I know.
Now look at this. Watch him.
Should we just sit anywhere?
Look at him. Should we just sit anywhere? Should we just sit anywhere? If you came into a room in which the chairs were arranged in this way, and the brown-eyed people were sitting in these chairs in this way, and nobody was sitting in the chairs in the middle, where would you sit? In the middle. That would make sense to me. Would it make sense to you? Where are you going? Get in the blue-eyed section. The blue-eyed section is in the middle of the room. Get there. You're a non-brown? As far as I'm concerned, you're a bluey. Now, is this one giggling? What do you know about him? It's because he's ignorant? What else do you know about him? He has a child's ego state, isn't he? Get up here and sit down on the floor. You too, get up here and sit down on the floor.
Why is there always a guy with like this kind of hair and like, what is that? Like, is that a staple of every time Jane Elliott does one of these exercises? There's always going to be a person with the eyebrow piercings. It's called drip. Wait, that wasn't a guy. Oops, my bad. Okay, it's shot in a potato. Okay, give me a break. Okay, it's shot through. It's not exactly 1080p. Okay, my bad. See you in 30. Okay, shut up, dude. Jesus Christ. Anyway, listen. It's shot like it looks like it was shot with a potato, so it's a little hard to discern what's going on here. But what was I gonna say? Damn it, you guys messed me up, dude. Wait, what is that question? Hey Hasan, I was wondering if you could give me some advice. I'm pretty shy and inexperienced with women. Also, I really fear rejection. Anyways, how do I get into a porn star's DMs? Thanks.
You don't love the spirit of justice. You love your father, the devil.
Oh, I paused the video because I was going to say this. Thank you, Just Do You. I forgot to ask for subs today. Hey, please subscribe if you like this content. And so I can feed my large adult son fish and also myself with ice cream sandwiches. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Dude, why are all the no's from my subs, dude?
You don't love the spirit
Thank you,
of justice.
Need a Hero 24.
You love your father, the devil.
You can do this for free with your Twitch Prime. It's like taking away from Jeff Bezos and giving it to me, like a Robin Hood situation, or you can do it for $5. Thank you. It's Eki.
You don't love the spirit of justice.
I was really tired when I entered the room, but I didn't have any expectations. I was just sitting there and wondering how it could be an emotional experience because I had signed the paper that had warned me about ulcers and stress conditions and things like this, so I was curious, and there are a few mumbles about how it was going to go.
What are you two going to do?
Thank you, Gay, for a Klondike, and thank you, Soft Power.
That's right. They're waiting for someone to take care of them. They're in their child ego state. What are you going to do?
Or weird W.
Suppose we sit down. Okay. Sit down, too.
You love the spirit of justice. You love your father, the devil.
What do you do? What do you say when you walk in front of someone?
Excuse me.
Try it.
Okay.
Thank you, Animus Ito.
You love the spirit of justice.
Certainly.
Thank you.
You love your father, the devil.
Eat fish.
I don't think anybody
really knew what was going to happen. Nobody told us ahead of time. They just told us to show up at a certain time.
It didn't take very long before intimidation set in and before my buttons were pushed.
Now, while I've been talking, some of you have been sitting there reading the signs. I'm not going to put up with that any longer. So you in the back row, stand up and read the first sign on that wall back there.
Only brown eyes need apply?
Read it so we can hear you.
Only brown eyes need apply.
Next. Stand up and read the next sign. Oh, watch this one. Watch this one, kids. Watch this. Sit down again, then stand up for us. Stand up. That's better. Now, read the next sign.
Blue eyes shouldn't hold political office.
Next.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Read it again. Get it right this time.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Read it again. Get it right this time. Pronounce each one of those words correctly as they're written.
Why can't a blue eye
my God,
be more
dude.
like a brown?
What's the word in front of blue?
A.
That's the letter A. What word is that?
Read
it over and get it right.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Now, practice one more time.
Why can't a blue eye be more like a brown?
Next.
Will she do an episode about Italian?
Lizetta?
Oh, look at this.
She's not going to do an episode about Italian, okay?
Did I tell you it was fun to watch blue-eyed people? Next.
I'm not prejudiced. Some of my best friends are blue-eyed.
How many of you have ever heard that one before in another form? Oh, yes. Favorite claim of liberals, right? Yes. I'm not prejudiced. Some of my best friends are black. Has any person ever said to you, any good liberal person ever said to you, when I see you, I don't see you black?
Every day!
Every damn day! How many of you have had that experience? When I see you, I don't see you black. And what do you say to them when they say that?
But I am.
But I am. And then what do they say?
They say, but I don't see color.
I don't see color. How many of you think they do see color?
I don't see color except for when I'm in a neighborhood where I feel unsafe and I see a black person walking up and then I feel extra unsafe and I lock my doors, in which case then I definitely see color. But any other circumstance, I don't.
Well, people, if they didn't see color, they wouldn't say, when I see you, I don't see you black, because they wouldn't see black, would they? So you immediately know that they're lying, don't you?
It's kind of crazy that, like, those lines are still the same. Like, people haven't even changed up. They haven't even switched it up that much in the past, like, 30 years.
They are lying. They're saying, I don't see your color.
You can't say, I don't see color, because then you'd be saying in black and white. And that would be a really weird world to see. If everything was black and white, we would be some really messed up people.
It happens to me on a daily basis in the institution I'm at, and there's really no way around it, because whether people do it intentionally or not, what am I supposed to do?
You don't have to take that. And I take it you don't take it. Good for you. Good for you, because as long as you say, oh, thank you. And do you know black people who would say, oh, thank you? Yes. How many of you know black people who would say, oh, thanks. I'm glad you don't see me black. I'm glad you don't see my color. Your skin is only the largest organ on your body, right?
Probably the part of the exercise I had the most trouble with was when I was forced to realize that I have something that I didn't want to give up, that I'm in a position that other people aren't in. You know, there are other people in my position.
Damn.
But not everybody has that, and that it's not fair
That's
for me
pretty
to protect
woke,
that.
dude.
On the day
Good
these
for
kids
him to
and white kids are
realize
in this
that.
exercise, they see themselves as other people see
That's
them
yeah,
for the
that's
first
doing
time in their
growth.
lives. Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
Right now.
You're afraid not? What about you?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. What about you?
A bit.
A bit?
Yes.
A bit?
Yes.
Well, tell me what the bit is that you know.
The bit that I know is that you stand up straight, you look at the person who's speaking, and you pay attention to what they're saying.
What if you're sitting down?
I am sitting down.
Then you can't listen, right?
No, you can listen by sitting down.
Oh, you just said you stand up straight?
This is better than John
Did she
Quinones,
say
honestly.
You sit up straight, or did she say you stand up straight? Is this a universal problem with blue-eyed people? You have a paper and pencil with you?
No.
Do you?
Over in my bag, maybe.
Over in your bag?
Yes.
Why is it in your bag?
Because that's where I keep it.
That's where you keep it.
When
Why
I'm not
did you put
using
your
it.
paper and pencil over there?
Because I did not know when I was going to be needing it.
You came to a learning experience, right?
Yes.
Did you ever go to a learning experience before?
Yes.
Did you ever take notes?
Yes.
What did you use?
I used a paper and pencil.
Paper and pencil. And did you keep it with you so that you could take notes?
Yes.
Yes. Why didn't you do that this time?
Because I was not planning on taking notes.
You weren't planning on taking notes? You
No.
think you can remember everything that's going to be done in here and said in here?
Not word for word.
Not word for word, so what should you have done?
I...
Probably, she's going to say, I probably should have done it right. What should you have done?
I should have brought my paper and pencil over here and kept it with me
That's
the entire
right.
time.
That's right. You're acting angry.
I am angry.
What are you angry about?
I'm angry that you're yelling at me.
Do you hear me yelling? This is yelling! Have I done that yet?
Oh my
You're
God.
using a stern voice and
Are
it's making me angry.
you defining me?
No, I am not defining
Is she
you.
defining me? Does she say I'm yelling when I'm not? Perception is everything. Do you feel like I'm yelling at you?
Yes.
Yes, why?
Because you're using a stern voice.
A stern... Honey, it isn't my fault you're stupid.
Would you like me
Now,
to go get my paper and pencil?
I wouldn't like you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then that's fine.
Let's get that understood here.
Okay.
This isn't a matter of whether I like you or not. Repeat after me. One hen.
One hand.
One hen, two... Not hand. Hen. 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 Lays eggs. One hen.
One hen.
One hen, two ducks.
One hen, two ducks.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four limerick oysters.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Hemerick oysters.
Hemerick oysters?
I'm sorry.
Limerick oysters.
Limerick oysters.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four limerick oysters, five corpulent porpoises. You can remember everything, honey.
No,
This isn't hard for you. Go for it.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Limerick oysters, five, I forget the other one. I'm sorry.
So maybe you would have been better off if you could have taken notes for this, right?
I do not find the need to take notes for that.
I'm going to ask you to remember this for the rest of this time. Next one. 6 pairs of Darnell Varsies tweezers. Start with one.
One hen, two ducks, three squawking geese, four Limerick oysters, five, I do not know, six, I forget.
You're going to have to know this. I'm going to keep testing you on this. What would be a good idea for you to have?
Paper and pencil.
Paper and pencil. Therein lies the beginning of wisdom. Now, 7,000 Macedonians in full battle array. Start from one.
There was no other numbers other than 1, 2, 3, 4.
Start with one. One.
Hen. Two ducks. Three squawking geese. Four Limerick oysters. Five, I still don't remember that number. Six, I still don't remember that. And 7,000, whatever you said. I'm sorry.
8 brass monkeys from the ancient sacred crypts of Egypt. Start with one.
Damn, dude, she's like a professional at changing, at stopping, but also at remembering stuff. Like, I don't understand. Jane's got so many tricks under her sleeve. This has gone on for a little too long, though. Wrap it up, Janie.
Do you wish you had a paper and pencil?
No.
Do you think you're going to need one if I keep testing you on that?
Yes.
Then are you going to wish you had a paper and pencil?
Yes.
Yes. So in the future, what are you going to do when you go to a learning situation?
Bring a paper and pencil.
And keep it with
Me.
you. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
Do you appreciate what you just learned?
Yes.
Did you like the way it was taught?
No.
No. Any of the rest of you
The
ever
video's
taught
called
in
Brown
that
Eye, Brune Eye, Brown Eye,
Yes.
Blue Eye, Jane
And
Elliott.
did you have to express appreciation for it? Yeah. Could you learn something from her example? What are you crying about?
Sorry.
What are you crying about?
My feelings were hurt.
How were your feelings hurt?
Just weird.
Should I feel sorry for her?
I expect you to.
Should I feel sorry for her? Some of you are thinking, oh, this is too harsh for this young woman. James Byrd, black man in Texas, dragged to death behind a pickup truck by 3 white males. Matthew Shepard, young man about you're a little younger than you are, had the misfortune to be born gay, beaten with a pistol about the head until they cracked his skull. And then they hung him on a deer fence and left him there overnight, and somebody coming along on a bicycle the next day saw a bunch of clothing hanging on this deer fence, and they went over and started to take the clothing off the deer fence and found a body in the clothing. I'm sorry.
God damn it.
But those things happen because we live in a society in which people are allowed.
I hate it when this happens. 1 second. Thank God I saved it this time instead of have that issue like I normally do. This happened to me last time too. Sorry. When I was moving, such a good moment too. I ruined it. I ruined the moment. My Discord. Okay, I moved it back. This is such a boomer moment, dude.
To treat those who are different in an ugly way because of their different people are. I'm sorry. But those things happen because we live in a society in which people are allowed to treat those who are different in an ugly way because of their differentness. I cannot shed tears for a young white female in this exercise who knows that this is an exercise, who knows that it's temporary, who knows that she's getting a college credit, 1 hour of credit for being here. I'm sorry. I have to save my sympathy and my empathy for those who go through something much worse than this every day of their lives. And when they complain about it, we say, you took it wrong. Or we say, it wasn't great.
You don't love the
You feel
spirit
real
of
sorry
justice.
for her?
You love your father, the devil.
Not really, why not?
Well, because she really didn't, I don't see where she was hurt in any way. I mean.
But don't define her, but as far as you're concerned,
You don't
is
love
this
the
tough?
spirit of justice.
Thank you, Soggy Beaver.
You love your father, the devil.
It's tough as you make it.
Yeah, but could you do this?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, have you ever been in the situation they're in?
Sometimes, yes.
Yes. And would crying have gotten you out of it?
No.
No. And would crying have gotten you sympathy?
Not really.
And would that have solved the problem?
No.
No. And would somebody have said, get over it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tears were coming in my eyes, and when I saw these people crying, I'm like, but it wasn't for them. It was for the fact that I know people who are going through that right now while we were sitting in that classroom and had the privilege and the time, the opportunity to be going through an experiment, that there are people outside who go through that 10 times worse than any student of color in that room.
You don't know which sign to read, do you?
Blue eyes make.
Wait, why would we get a rest in peace for Jane Elliott? She's still alive. She's 86 years old and she's still doing this stuff, just for the record. She's still out here.
Isn't that nice? How many of you have heard that one before? How many of you think she read the right sign? I don't. Which sign did you read?
The one that says blue eyes make good secretaries.
You read that once? She thought we didn't hear you.
Thank you for
If I have
leaking
but
her
one
name.
life, let me live it as a brown.
Now, we're making progress here, right? When she read that sign, and you lied to me.
Holy crap. I was wondering what happened, like why for all the new people that just joined. First of all, I was wondering why I went up by like 300, 400 people. It's because XQC went offline. So for all the new people that just joined, one, I'm shocked that we have that much of a crossover audience, and two, we're currently watching for all the Zoomers, Poggies. We're currently watching Jane Elliott, Brown Eye, Blue Eye. This is a very famous experiment that she conducts where she teaches people what looks like or what the impacts of it is.
1, 2, 3. You read that sign. And he read this one. You lied to me.
I was unsure.
How many of you think she sounded unsure?
I will be farting simultaneously throughout this entire thing. Don't worry.
How many of you think she's lying now? How many of you think
I
she
will
was
slam
finding
the fart.
excuses for making a mistake before? And was willing to say, he read before me the last time, that's the reason I asked. Did he read before her the last time?
Not at all.
That's why I asked.
What's why you asked?
I was unsure who had gone first.
That isn't
So
what you
I
said
asked
before.
him.
That isn't what you said before. You said, He read before you, and you said, yeah, I guess it did. Duh. Well, probably did. I may have. Is this a slow group? Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
I believe not.
Do you?
No.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, what are they? You're sitting up straight, so you've got one already, right?
You should look at the person who's talking and sit up straight or have open body posture.
Open body posture is crossed legs?
No.
No, no. Aren't you going to be a good listener then? There, now, this is open body posture. Shouldn't your legs be apart if they're open?
Why? Not necessarily.
I did. Hey, I'm
here. Not necessarily because
bring it on, honey. I'm ready
body position.
Now, does that make sense what you just said?
A crossed body position gives the effect that you are not open to what someone is saying. But when people's body position...
Wait a minute, stop. I'm going to make a sign and hold it up in front of you that says, stop when you get too wordy, and you just did. Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Oh, I don't think you do. You certainly don't have an open body posture. Do you know the physical aspects of the listening skills?
No.
No. Do you?
No, Miss Elliott.
But you got a real open body posture, don't you, darling?
I guess so.
So you can learn, can't you?
I'll try.
You'll try. You might be one of the good ones, right? Now, when your hand is up, it means you're not thinking about what is being said, you're thinking about what you're going to say. You blue-eyed people think that I look angry. You're the only ones who think I look angry. I don't look angry to these brown-eyed people. Perception is everything. White people look vicious and ugly.
I bet some of the brown-eyed people are like, I don't know. I don't know. You kind of seem a little overkill. You're going a little overkill there, Jane. As a brown, I'm going to keep it real.
And non-caring and cruel and arrogant and powerful and condescending and angry. Are you angry?
No.
Oh, good for you. You angry?
Trying not.
Trying not to be. Now, does that take a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Are you holding it in?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really, really hard not to react to me?
Yes.
Yes. And are you trying really hard not to look at me?
At the moment, yes.
Yes. Why?
Because I don't want to
On crib.
make myself more upset.
You don't want
She is
to
going
make yourself
overkill.
more upset by looking at me.
Yes.
Right. Does that take a lot of time, a lot of energy?
Yes.
Yes. Is that hard for you?
Yes.
Could you develop an ulcer over this?
No.
If you had to do it every day, what would happen to your blood pressure?
It would rise.
Yeah. If somebody stood over you and you knew it was going to happen every day, or you expected it to happen every day, or it happened when you didn't expect it to, or it happened to your kids every day, after it happened to your mother every day. Now, getting right along, your hand is still up. You still didn't learn anything, did you? Didn't I just say when your hand is up, you are thinking of what you're going to say instead of what's being said? Didn't I just say that?
Yes, you did.
And did you hear that?
Yes, I did.
And did you decide that you were just going to do it your way?
I was.
Wait a minute, you were on a roll
yes,
there for
I
a minute.
did.
Thank you very
yes,
much.
Yes,
now,
I did.
Now, since you choose to not listen to others, what do you suppose we're going to do where you're concerned?
Not listen to me.
Thank you very much.
May I finish what I was saying,
no,
please?
Because you're still thinking of what you're going to say instead of what I'm saying. Now, getting right along.
I heard what you were saying.
You're doing it again.
What you were
you're
saying.
doing it again.
I don't care.
You're doing it again.
It's wrong.
You're doing it again.
Persecuted her for standing out.
You're doing it again.
Persecuted him for standing out. The only change that ever happens is when people stand out, and I have sat back too long.
Martin Luther King Jr. was shot. Are you in any physical danger here? Are you in any physical danger here? Is that girl in any physical danger here? Emmett Till was hanged by his neck after he was beaten almost to death, simply because he made a statement to a white woman.
Damn, this is a little unethical. They're like filming her in the bathroom. I mean, not the bathroom, but like the other.
Every time I do the exercise, there is a point at which I know I have made the point. And we could stop there, but you have to nail it down. And so it goes on longer than some people.
That's when I go extra hard.
People at this institution.
You've made your point, you're right.
Yeah, thank you very much. What is my point that I've made?
That you can't make generalizations about any place because it's everywhere.
That's right. And while it may be... No. You don't come back in here until you've apologized to every person in this room. Because you just exercised a freedom that none of these people of color have. When these people of color get tired of race, they can't just walk out, because there's no place in this country where they aren't going to be exposed to race. They can't even stay in their own homes and not be exposed to race. They turn on the television. But you, as a white female, when you get tired of being judged and treated unfairly on the basis of your eye color, you can walk out that door. And you know it won't happen out there.
Oof.
You exercised a freedom they don't have. If you're going to be in here, you're going to apologize to every black person in this room. And do it now.
I'm
and
sorry.
the Latinos.
Bro, just leave, dude. At that point, like, I don't think you can come back from that. You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, I'm not getting the credit. You know what I mean? I'm out. It's just like, she really wants that credit, though. Oh, my God. Like,
every person of
this country.
No, you're not going to say, I'm sorry, you're going to apologize for what you just did.
I will not apologize because it is not a matter of race always.
Out.
Yo, why do people always hit that button? It's like the parachute where it's like, well, you know, there's other kinds of oppression. It's like, yeah, I know. We all know, dude. But we're talking about right now. This is an experiment about like discrimination or a form of discrimination on the basis of your identity, something you can't change about yourself. You got green eyes? All right, you're done. You're now officially the out group. Like, why is she like, well, white people get, attacked too? It's like, yeah, I know. Of course, everybody knows, but not on the basis of race. She's about to get 0 credits, dude. She's about to get 0 credits, dude. On Crip. I can't say it.
You don't love the spirit of justice.
Oh.
You love your father, the devil.
Yo, it's Joe Tomato. Thank you for the sub.
Now, is she choosing to leave? Yes. She could apologize and stay.
I won't play the wrong game anymore.
It ain't gonna hurt her. It's not gonna
Taking a brave stance there.
hurt her to apologize.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What's going on in this room alone? Once she leaves it, that's it. It's over with.
Okay. That ain't gonna hurt her. Is it gonna hurt her?
She, according to her action, it's killing her.
Yes. It's killing her.
But these people, they felt like it was somewhat traumatic. And I'm thinking, how is this so traumatic when they weren't cursed? Nobody was throwing anything at them. They weren't hit. They were just getting upset over minor stuff that happens to us every day, but they don't realize it.
One of our students left because she had the right to make the choice whether to stay or go. Students of color do not have the right to make the choice.
Her walking out showed frustration, not only of her as a white person, but of many people of color. And I kind of think that if somebody didn't walk out, that it really wouldn't articulate what we want to do every day. We all want to walk out. We all want to just get away from the problem, but we can't.
You think she's learning anything in the hall?
Probably not.
Probably not. Did she choose then not to learn?
Yes.
Yes, because the learning situation is not one in which she feels comfortable or in which she feels secure, so what does she do? Leaves. Now, lots of people of color, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans.
The girl that walked out, she went on to become our first woman of color president, Elizabeth Warren.
Asian Americans drop out. And they don't drop out, they get pushed out. We create an unwelcoming environment for those who are other than white.
I stole that from Say Trans Rights. Thank you, Say Trans Rights. That was a good one. I mean, I modified it a little bit.
And whose lifestyles may be different, and whose culture may be different, and we make it uncomfortable enough for them that they decide to leave and lose the education or lose the job, which means they lose their living. They leave as a result of putting up with it for years and years and years and years, and they risk a great deal. She risk anything by leaving? No. The only thing that she's going to miss is the learning. I think the exercise does indeed make them more aware. Things are better than they were when I was 13. They're not as good as they were when I was 50. Now, I want you to take out a clean sheet of paper. Don't tear it out, just turn the page. On the top of the next page on your writing tablet, I want, at the left-hand side on the top line, I want you to write the words, how they looked. How they looked, on the top line. How they looked. Then I want you to write 3 adjectives. Not nouns, not verbs, not adverbs, adjectives describing how the people in the other group looked to you during this exercise. Everybody put your eye color, brown or non-brown, at the top of that paper. People in the middle put non-brown.
They put green collars on everyone to identify, because like just eye color is not enough, because like you can't really see, so they're not gonna make them do blackface, you know what I mean, or black body like Justin Trudeau. So they're just trying to like put another signifier on them so that you can tell that it's not just like, you know what I mean. Yeah, if Jane Elliott was a real revolutionary, she'd go mask off and make him do full black body like Justin Trudeau. But she won't, because she's a coward, dude. Yeah.
People on the outside put brown. Yes.
You don't want to be either.
You don't have a choice. You have to be one or the other. Does everybody have to choose? Yes. Yes, when you go to apply for a job, and it says color or race, where it says race, I put human. Where it says sex, I put yeah. Read yours.
Confused, frustrated, worried.
Confused. Any of you confused? What were you confused about?
Why all this was going on in this fashion.
Why all this was going on in this fashion. Do any of you understand why this was going on in this fashion?
Yes.
Yes. What do you understand about why it was going on in this fashion?
It was a chance for everyone here to see what it's like for the people who haven't had to deal with this kind of thing, or who haven't at the same magnitude, to have to deal with it for just 6 or 7 hours and see what happens to them.
6 or 7 hours? You've only been in here since 9:30.
I don't even know what time it is right now. I have no concept.
That's an important point. He doesn't know what time it is, but it feels like 6 or 7 hours.
It definitely does.
Damn, dude, that's like torture.
All right, now, leave 3 lines under your last adjective. Leave 3 lines. And
what happened?
Words, how I felt.
Oh, snap. Thank you, Amye C3, for the raid. We're learning about today. Amye C3, thank you for the raid. It's Amy. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Normally I raid you in the end of the night, but people in that room be like, just found out about racism. Damn, that sucks, dude. Exactly. Amye is Amy with an E. Okay, white knights. All right, I got it. It's not Amye, it's Amy.
On the next line, how I felt. And write 3 adjectives that describe how you felt during this exercise. Read yours.
Foolish, apprehensive, sad.
Foolish, apprehensive, sad. How many of you were sad? Anybody sad?
White
What were you
knight.
sad about?
That you would teach this in the manner that you chose.
That I would teach this in the manner that I chose.
Kind of like fighting fire with fire.
Yeah, but that works.
Yeah, but I mean, I already knew the lesson. I'm not really playing a game either. So I wasn't intimidated by you, because I don't believe that people have power over me, and I don't believe that I have power over them.
You sitting on the floor?
Yes.
You wearing that collar?
Yes.
Did you drop your head and not grin when I told you to drop your head and not grin?
I want a credit. I want to get it that way.
Yeah, were you willing to do this to get the credit?
Yes.
Yes, so can I manipulate you?
Yes.
You can't, but you can't.
Owned.
You can't change.
Absolutely owned, dude. Absolutely. Just take the L, dude. Just take the L. Rude boy. Take it.
My soul. You can manipulate.
Do I care about your soul? Let me make something perfectly clear here. This is not about your soul.
But the lesson that you're trying to teach is you're trying to change people's soul. We're talking about...
Wait a minute, you're defining me.
Well, I'm sorry.
That is not the
I'm
lesson.
sorry, but you define me as white, and I'm
no.
Native American.
Okay, you're Native American.
Yes.
You can pass it.
Oh, damn. Elizabeth Warren was actually there. And also this guy. This is Elizabeth Warren's brother. I guess both of them took the course together, dude.
It's white, can't you?
Yes, I can.
You can pass when you want to, can't you? And you pass when it's good for you, don't you?
I guess so. I don't do it intentionally.
Now, as a Native American, you know a whole lot more about being discriminated against than a whole lot of white folks do.
Yo, is this like a thing? By the way, I don't really know because like I didn't grow up here, but was this like a thing? Do a lot of like white people say like, oh, I'm Native American? Like, because like Elizabeth Warren was the first time that I kind of encountered this. You know what I mean? Like I know some people that actually are Native American, like half Native American, half white, and even they are not usually like, or like a quarter Native American, and they won't even say like they're Native American, especially if they're not like associated with a tribe or anything like that. You get extra benefits if you're a fraction. So yes, my racist grandmother was devastated when she learned she's not Native American. High key in Indiana, the native population has been really whitewashed. It's very bizarre. I know people who say they were like 10% black when they look white. I'm Native American. You have to get some benefits. So you get the little things they give the Native Americans. White people love to say what percentage of Native American they are. Yo. Okay, guys, let's not attack Elizabeth Warren, okay? Let's stop attacking Elizabeth Warren right now. People are going to say we're being unnecessarily rude. People are going to say we're being sexist. Where I live, you get no taxes and a bunch of other stuff. So people will claim like 5% on their DNA. Wait, really? This is an Elizabeth Warren thing. It's a white people thing. No, I know. I was just kidding. By the way, you can make as much fun of Elizabeth Warren claiming that she was Native American her entire life as you want. Why did she not think that that was going to come back to haunt her? Maybe that's why she didn't want to run in 2016. You know what I mean? Okay.
But you still, because you can pass, probably don't know as much about being discriminated against, actively discriminated against in this country, as blacks who are obviously black. You can pass. People won't know you're Native American unless you tell them. Can you pass?
Damn, she did not. Wow. Okay. To be honest, I would have expected her to be like, because he did that. He pulled the I'm Native American card just to like push back on her. And she did not even hesitate to be like, yeah, whatever, you can pass, shut up, which is pretty ballsy. Like she literally just went, oh, cool. Hey, nice card. Well, here's my you can pass card. Boom. You can pass, shut up. Yeah, I know I can pass. You don't see me talking about being a victim on the basis of like being Turkish. I talk about how I'm white passing all the time, dude.
At first, I was really angry, and I hoped that I could actually, like, I would take her down. That was kind of like the reaction that I had.
I don't know. Can you look at me?
Yeah.
Do you actively tell people you're Native American?
If they ask.
If they ask. But how many times, if without, in a conversation, have you gone, oh, you know, I'm Native American?
I don't talk about my culture at all.
So what do you think people see when they see you? Do they say, oh, he might be, you know, Native American?
Well, I mean, I would.
Or do they say what? Do they see white?
I mean, that's what they see. But I can't ask them to see more than that. But I would hope that they would see me.
When people go through this exercise,
his reaction, I love that they kept it. He's like, okay, I would just hope that they would see me.
I see this happen every time. It's very similar to going through the 5 stages of grief. First, they deny that what I'm saying about them is true. Then they get angry. You've seen that happen? Then they go into the bargaining stage. Then they get depressed. Then they accept it and go along with it. I tell people that I want to make a change, to become active, to become aware, to educate themselves, and then to act on what they know. But to act, not to stand idly by. The only thing necessary for the perpetuation of evil is for good people to do nothing. I want the people who are exposed to me to be determined to do something. Make no mistake about this is not fun. I'll go home tonight and I'll have migraine headache for 2 days. I'll have 2 days of migraine headache. because doing this exercise is in total opposition to what I believe in. This is absolutely in opposition to everything that I believe and everything I've taught my children. But I happen to think that this exercise can make a difference in people's behaviors and in their understanding of other people. Now, that doesn't make me willing to suffer. I'm not willing to suffer, but if you raise that hand, I'm going to break it off and hit you over the head with it. But don't you think I want you to suffer? I think this exercise is important. And I know this exercise worked. I know it worked. I know it worked. I know it could make a difference if you chose to let it make a difference. That's worth having a migraine headache for, make no mistake about that. If I could change one person so that when he or she left here today, they would be different from what they were when they came in. If I could make one white person in this room a different kind of person than I was when I was your age, that would make a migraine headache worth it. What have you learned, honestly?
I've learned a lot of things. I've learned that you can compare the stages of loss to the loss of power. And
does that sound logical to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, is that what happened in here this morning?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Jane does not know, but there was one place where racism was too powerful. She thinks it works in almost all cases, except for the UK.
So? Is that sick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's sick.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
There's no doubt about that.
What are you looking at?
And if it's sick in this room with this many students, well, there's this out of here on a daily basis.
I feel that you're making an assumption that the biggest hurt is through black and white issues, and that might be true. However, I feel that there are those who have gone through a lot of pain and prejudice by not being black. It has nothing to do with a race issue, but has to do with every other issue. And so it seems like you're assuming that he has hurt more than I have simply because his issue is more prominent than mine. And
do I know?
Yes, racism isn't the only form of prejudice, but thank you for noticing.
What your issue is?
No.
Do I know what his issue is?
You're making that, I mean...
Do I know what his issue is? Do I have...
You're making the assumption that yes, but yes. You don't know his day-to-day.
Do I know how this society has historically and today treats people of color?
Yes.
Yes. Carrie doesn't want to hear. Carrie wants, I think, that Carrie is determined to see this from her own agenda. And no matter how often you tell her, you have choice. People of color have no choice, Carrie. She can change her clothes, she can change her hair, she can change her ornamentation. People of color can't change their color.
I think I have experienced enough of my own pain to be able to say that on the inside, how different could we really be? And I felt like when I was in the middle group, all of my previous experiences with judgment and prejudice, etc., were being invalidated.
Stand up. You stand up.
So, like, the thing here is, no, Jane is not saying being gay is a choice. I need you guys to understand. Oh, yeah. Listen, she's trying to, like, what Jane is trying to say is that, like, you shouldn't, like, you obviously shouldn't change your like, appearance. But there's nothing you can, like, do when you're black. Like, it's it. You're black. She didn't say orientation. She just said appearance. I mean, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to change your appearance regardless. But this is unfortunately a big part of the reason why it's so difficult. It's so difficult to get, like, lower class, like, poor, white working class people to understand this sort of discrimination, this sort of oppression, because they're like, well, what do you mean? I have problems, right? What do you mean? I can't put food on my table. There's wealthy black folk out there. Like, what are you talking about? Right? She didn't say orientation. She said ornamentation.
And prejudice.
She talks about homophobia too,
etc. Were being invalidated.
Let's just
stand up. You stand up. Ornamentation. She can change her clothes. She can change her hair. She can change her ornamentation.
Ornamentation, like saying like her appearance.
People of color can't change their color.
I think.
Anyway, she wasn't saying you can change your orientation. She's saying like you can change your appearance, which you shouldn't have to. The point is though, like the more important point here is like people go through struggles all the time. Like this is at the heart of intersectionality, is like her understanding the struggles. I'm assuming like from the way that she's speaking, I'm assuming I think she's gay. So like maybe she is. I don't know, but like the way she's talking about this is like probably she might be, right? Anyway, so yeah, you got Chad is a little thirsty to cancel. So the point of intersectionality here is that she should be able to understand from her personal struggles what the kind of discrimination black people face, right? Like different forms of marginalization. So this is a big problem with like white working class men, for the most part, like cisgender, heterosexual white working class men, is that it's hard to describe to them like, no, everyone is oppressed under capitalism. You are struggling as a consequence of this economic organization. And the reality is like a lot of people everyone is struggling under that same system, but then racism or sexism or homophobia compounds on top of that. Does that make sense?
You don't love the spirit of justice.
The only one who doesn't struggle under capitalism is
father,
Fish, who is basically just a baby and just lays there all day and sits around and waits for pets and then just lies on my lap and falls asleep.
Stand up. You stand up. Stand right here. You stand right here. Now, you folks see any differences here? You see any differences here? It's a perfectly logical question, do you? Yes. What's the first one you notice? What?
Sex.
Sex. Is sex important to you? Let me put that another way. Is it important to you that you're male?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
I feel strong, powerful.
Your gender is important to you.
Yes.
Do you want to be seen as a male?
Yes.
Yes. Has anybody ever said to you, when I see you, I don't see you male?
No.
No. Has anybody ever said to you, when I see you, I don't see you black?
Yes.
Yes. Now, you see, when I asked him, has anybody ever said to you, when I see you, I don't see you male, you chuckle and laugh. That's funny. But nobody laughed when I said, has anybody said, I don't see you black? Now, she doesn't see your...
You know who was the ultimate defeater of Jane Elliott, dude? Rachel Dolezal.
Difference. Is your difference important to you?
Yes.
Yes.
But on the other hand...
Wait a minute. Is your gender as important to you that you're female?
No.
It isn't.
No.
You don't bring anything different to the table.
Damn. Okay, so I was wrong, but...
Than what a male would bring to the table.
Yes, historically, and yes, societally,
what,
not individually.
Perspective, your perspective is not different from his?
Of course my perspective is different, but I don't think it's because I'm female.
I think...
In the sense that, I mean, yes and no, because of our different physical attributes.
Are you as powerful as he is?
I don't know.
Are you as strong as he is?
Physically, no.
But then is that a difference?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Does that make a difference in how you have to behave?
It depends.
Can he go places safely, securely, that you probably can't because of his size, because of his gender? Safely and securely?
It depends.
What is...
Damn, she just does not want to... she just does... I mean...
I'm sorry.
Okay,
yes.
It depends. You know he can. All right, let me put it this way. How many of you see Rasu as black? Did you know you were black before they said so? Is your color important to you?
Very important.
And your height is important to you?
Yes.
And why is your color important to you?
It is who I am.
It is who you are.
It's not that I want to invalidate in any way, shape, or form Rasul's hurt, and I realize that it's entirely different from mine. It shouldn't be that way. However, it is. Gender is a part of me in the same way that color of skin is a part of me, so I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to say that it doesn't make me different and that my experiences haven't shaped who I am. But I think what I was trying to say was it doesn't matter in the end if I'm male or female.
Is it important for you that she sees you as you are, not as just like everybody else?
Yes.
Yes. When you say to
I thought maybe she was like non-binary or something.
a person of color, when I see you, I don't see you black, I just see everybody the same. People, think about that. You don't have the right to say to a person, I do not see you as you are. I want to see you as I would be more comfortable seeing you.
I wanted to make it clear to the class that the first thing we do see is black and white. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad, but it's something that we have to come to and say and agree and just be open with it, like, yes, he's black, I see it.
Rasul came away with the knowledge of how the power system works.
Non-binary people existed in the 90s? Oh, wow, really? That's crazy. Yeah, I know, dude. That's why I said I think she is probably like they are maybe non-binary.
And that's extremely important. And I think with the knowledge that it isn't his imagination. We live in different realities, but when you deny what this person is going through, or what this person is going through, you're denying their reality. We are different on the outside. Are you and I the same on the inside?
We're both loving people with good souls, but we're not.
No. Have you ever been pregnant?
No.
No. So are you and I the same on the inside?
No.
No, absolutely. Are you and I the same on the inside? Absolutely. Are our psychologies the same? No. The psychology of whites is not the same as the psychology of blacks, or Native Americans, or Latinos, or Asian Americans. Male psychology isn't the same as female psychology. The psychology of the young isn't the same as the psychology of the old. We are as different.
Is she like venturing into turf territory? I don't know what's going on there. That's a little sus. Okay, Jane, I don't know what she's saying here, but
Different on the inside as we are on the outside, and we have the right to be so. People, don't deny differences. Accept them, appreciate them, recognize them, and cherish them. They are extremely important. I think the exercise does indeed make them more aware, and I think it does indeed make them allow them to have more empathy. I know it does. I think it changes the way they think about themselves and their environment. I think it changes the way they perceive others. I think it changes the way they perceive their own power. The exercise is over. You don't have to worry about your eye color anymore. And some of you still don't have to worry about your skin color. But some of the rest of you do. So I can end this exercise. Or you can say, no, it isn't over for me. I will never forget this, and I will make something better happen because of this exercise. You can choose to do that, or not to. You have that choice. The thing is, you have that choice. And you have that choice, and I have that choice, and you have that choice. And people of color have no choice. They have to fight this battle every day. This is what I choose to do. This is what he has no choice about.
At the same time, my ability to still stand up even though I felt like curling into a ball.
At the end, I felt very powerful. My roommate has said to me, you know, I've seen a different person in you, that you change a little bit, and like that it is my duty to change society, and it is my duty to do what I have to do to make sure that my children don't go through the same shit that I've gone through my whole life.
Every experience you have is an opportunity to see yourself in a new way. And if you close your mind to that, if you say, I didn't learn anything from this experience, and I say, sucks to be you.
When am I going to quit? When racists quit. Do I have a job for a lifetime? I'm afraid so.
what a terrible way to end it, though. God. Okay. Yeah, listen, she didn't know, but she would quit 10 years later when the UK's racism hit